Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. Victoria here. I'm glad to have you on this channel. Today we are going to learn how to make these 4 elbow gloves. Let me show you how they are fitting on my body. So I request you to watch the whole tutorial before you start. So first watch it and then you can practice, because I'm using the standard gauge knitting machine. It's a brother, and I'm also using the usual Robin yarns. That is how it fits on me, as you can see. So remember, our fingers and hands are different, but first watch the video and see how you can adjust the measurements to your right size so that you can be able to do it. So this is the yarn I'm using, Robin, which is 100% acrylic, and that is the standard gauge knitting machine that I'm working with. So I request you to first watch the tutorial completely. If the size works for you, you can try it in these particular measurements. I don't have the size chart. I'm yet to do one, and I don't know if I'll be able to come around at that time, but be considerate of first watching it and then adjust it to your right measurements. Okay, now to get into the tutorial, I pulled out 34, 35 needles, this side 34 and the other side 35. So that makes it a total of 69 needles, one by one. Yes, because you are going to start with a band. So I pulled out all one by one and cast on, as we usually do, using the E-wrap method. Okay, so you can start by that, cast on using the E-wrap method, and of course you're going to knit the band. And for the band, I knitted 20 rows straight up. Now always after knitting that one row, adjust your row counter, because we are not going to miss out that one row. We shall count it. And also we are working in tension 6 for the band. Then when we are doing the body, we are going to adjust to tension 7. Either way, you can keep tension 6 all through, or you keep tension 7 all through, depending on the type of yarn you're using. But I did maintain that one single tension all through. 6 and 7, 5, they are fair enough, depending. If you're using this Robin acrylic yarn and are using a standard knitting machine, it is okay. Other types of yarn and machines I haven't tried, but you can adjust accordingly since you've been knitting. So I've knitted 20 rows straight up, and then we always pick up and then join the band. So go on ahead, knit your rows and join up the band. And from there, reset your row counter to 0, 0, 0, and then we are going to knit 100 rows straight up. No decrease, no increase. You knit 100 rows straight up. These are also adjustable depending on your arm length. Yeah, if your arm is longer, you can. If it is shorter, you can also adjust. So it is also dependent on your arm length. But 100 is fair enough for, if you have seen my size of the arm, you can see it is fair enough to start with. So you can eat 100, you can eat 80 or 120. Yeah. So after knitting your 100 rows, we are going to now do reductions. I picked the 3-headed transfer tool, and so the reduction is transferring stitches from out to in, like dropping one needle both sides. Yeah, see, I want you to just get it clearly. So after that, I knit 6 rows. Okay, so I'm dropping a needle the other side. I'm not using the one side, I'm doing the 3-headed transfer tool, because I wanted to come up with a design which is more like a raglan, that kind of edging. Yeah, so see, then I transfer to the next. I've dropped the other one, so you have to push it at the back. Okay, so now the major aim, if you can see closely on my needle bed, I want to reach the needle bed 30, 31, because remember I had 34, 35, so I'm reducing so that I reach 30, 31 needles on the needle bed, like this one side 30, then the other side 31. So I'm doing that kind of reduction. Okay, so depending on how many rows you pull out, make sure that you reduce until you have the desired a smaller length, because that was a reduction of about 4 to 5 needles. Yeah, so go on ahead and do that reduction. My aim was to go up to 30, 31. Then after that, I knitted 20 rows straight up. Yeah, you knit 20 rows straight up. Okay, and then where my needle point is 30, because remember I have 30, 31. So I'm going to increase that one point where it is 30 and just increase the needle by transferring a stitch, picking up a stitch of the needle before it and feeding it into that next needle. And then I pick up the bump stitch right below the stitch which has a needle, and then feed it into the empty needle. Just watch this closely, because we are going to do those reductions. Now after that, I knitted 4 rows. So you knit 4 rows, and then using the 3-headed transfer tool, after that increase to 31, 31, knit 4 rows, and then using the 3-headed tool, we are going to do the increases again. Now the increases have to run to 40, 40, meaning there's going to be an increase of 10 needles. See, now after transferring with the 3-headed tool there, I go to the needle next, see that, and then just right below it there is a stitch, so it's what I pick and feed into the empty needle. Okay, just wanted you to get that clearly. Then after I knit 2 rows, so I do this increase both sides, then knit 2 rows. I increase both sides and then knit 2 rows. I hope you got that right. Please go back ahead and go through these instructions as you follow through that video. I'm just helping you to follow through as I'm doing a voiceover, because by the time I was doing the video, I've been having a lot of activity at the workshop, so it's time that it is quiet and I can do this voiceover. So go back and review and listen, then you'll be able to work out this tutorial. So keep doing the increases up to the needle point 40, 40. So that will be an increase of needles both sides, like up to 40, 40. So it will be an increase of about 9, because remember we had 31, 31, yeah. So it will be an increase of about 9 needles both sides. Okay, not 10 as I earlier said. So do that. After every other increase, you pick up, you knit 2 rows. Okay. In case you want the written notes, I'm going to write them. I'll be able to write it down and I share it on my seller.com account. When I put them up, I'll leave a link right below this video so you can find the written pattern of this tutorial that you can purchase at a small fee, so that you can follow it along with the tutorial, just in case you don't get a hold of the instructions as you knit along. So I'll write it down and you can find it on my seller account. I invite you to subscribe to this channel just in case you haven't subscribed, so that you become a part of this knitting community. We are learning quite a lot of things, and I would want you to join us. And in case you're watching without subscribing, please subscribe to Aboki Knits, share with your community, comment in the comment section below the video. Let me know what you think about this tutorial. It really gives me what to do and how to go about my tutorials. So please do that. I'll be glad to read all your comments and respond where I can and help where I can. So when the increases are done, okay, after doing the increases, our next part is we are going to cast off 9 stitches both ends. So you're going to count 9 needles. Now my carriage is at the left, okay, so I'm going to leave 9 needles in knitting position, and then the other ones I'm going to pull them in the holding position, push my button to holding position, the partial knitting button, and then I knit 1 row across just like I did, and then you get your waist yarn and you manually knit a few rows using your waist yarn. Okay, what we are doing here is we are trying to shape the part for the thumb, like we are trying to shape the thumb part. So do that. Remember, these are 9 rows. However, it's also dependent on the size of the thumb. Like I said, try it first. First, try it out and see if the size is that it's for adjusting according to your size. Please adjust it so that you get your perfect size knitted out. Okay. It took me quite some time to come up with this pattern and adjusting sizes. So try it out until you have the perfect size come out really for you. So just manually knit a few rows, okay, because we are going to remove that part from the machine and then continue on the other part. We are knitting a few rows because we don't want our work to come off, like unravel, yet you are still working. Remove it, then pull, increase 1 needle, bring 1 needle to working position, and you knit. Because remember, when you count, when you remove your when you reduce, the number of needles will also reduce. So it will be like you need to have an even number of needles. So you have to bring back that 1 needle at the end, okay, because remember we had 31. So after removing your 9 needles, you pull back, you bring 1 needle to the knitting position so that it knits. Yes, you do that increase of 1 needle so that it increases. The same thing that we've done this side, we are going to do with the other end. In holding position still, pull out 9 needles, knit manually with a waist yarn, and then after you remove it off the needles and then release, you pull that 1 needle, the increase 1 needle, and then release the holding position and you knit across 15 rows. We've cast off nine stitches both sides for the thumb, so after that you knit 15 rows. Now after knitting your 15 rows, you cut off the yarn and then you pick up stitch markers, okay, at the very center point of your machine, that is at 0 0, between 0 you need to mark 2 stitches at the very center. So that is going to be our beginning point when we are shaping the other finger. So after marking that point, knit a few rows in the waist yarn. Yeah, got some bit of stuck yarn there, so just have to find a way of, you know. But since I had already knitted a few rows, I decided to just go on with it. Yeah, so after that you push back all the needles to working position. Then you're going to pick up the stitch of the main color, that is the red, the two stitches that we marked earlier on, and you're going to place them at the very center, 0 0, where we picked them, because now what we are shaping is that little index finger. You are shaping the little index finger, and we are going to pick up 14 stitches, 7 this side of 0, the right side of 0, and 7 the left side of 0, making it a total of 14 needles. Okay, 14 needles for the index finger. Then after that you pick up your main color, okay, and then you're going to knit. Okay, there I did an increase of the tension. I think I was working in 6, then I increased to 7 for the fingers, because some fingers are quite wider than the others, so I tried to go in a longer tension. Others are longer, so I just increased by 1. And then after I knitted 26 rows straight up, and then you pick up your yarn needle and you cast off using the yarn needle by picking up every stitch. You know how we do like the beanie? Yes, you pick up every one of them. Please don't skip a stitch. So pick up the stitches, all of them at once, and that is now the, what is it, the index, is it the index, the pinky finger, not the index, it's the pinky finger, pinky swear, yeah, that is the part for the pinky finger. So we are going to do across the other way now. After that one is done, we are going to work on the ring finger. Yes, that ring finger, and then the middle finger, then the index finger, and finally the thumb. So you pick up the stitch that is like the last stitch of what you knitted, the very last bit you knitted. So I want to show it so closely, that very stitch coming from the last part. So you pick it up, and then the other stitches as well of the main color, yes, because the main color is red, and then you feed them now right from the center, because you're doing the left side and the right side, and we need a total of 18 needles. So you're going to do 9 this side and 9 the other side of the center 0. Make it a total of 18 needles or 18 stitches picked. The same thing, you pick up the very last stitch of the pinky shaped, that part which are shaped for the pinky finger. Then you pick it up and you pick up those stitches, and you do what? You feed them into the needles, so that you are now going to work on the pinky, on the ring finger part. I hope that is understood. You can just even follow through the video to see. Yeah. So after that, you are going to knit straight up 32 needles. For the pinky, we knitted 26. For the ring finger, we are knitting 32 rows, not needles, 32 rows straight up. And after that, you are going to cast off using the yarn needle. And we are doing that all through, like different needles, different rows, different stitches we are picking. Yeah. So after that, you will leave a tail that you're going to use to join it up, and then you cast off. Okay. And in case you haven't joined the subscription, please, the membership, yeah, kindly join the membership. I've put there videos that are for only members. You can see how you can make adult shorts for men. Yeah, I put up a video there and how you can bring it out well. Okay, so check it out. Join the membership. It's just a small fee that runs once a month, and it's in our supporting Aboki Knits. I do appreciate. Now for the middle finger, we are picking 20 stitches all through, so that will be 10 on the left side and 10 on the right side. Okay, remember we are picking up the one which is exactly at the end, or like we begin with the one which is at the end of the last knitted finger, so that you don't leave a gap in between the fingers. That's why we have to pick that very one. So pick them up at 10 this side and 10 the other side. Okay, so the numbers have to balance. You don't pick uneven, so it has to really balance. If you're picking 10, 10 this side, 10 the other side. If you're picking 9, 9 this side and 9 the other side, so that it really balances out well. Okay. That is for the middle finger. Okay, and then after that, push them to the front so that you can knit well. And with your main color, if you want to make it colorful, you can do different colors. So you're going to knit straight up to 36 rows. Okay, 36 rows straight up, like we've been doing for the other fingers. And then from there you will cast off using your yarn needle. Okay. Now that is for the middle finger. We have done the pinky, we've done the ring. You know just how the fingers go. So we are going in that line of from the pinky finger. Almost said pinky swear. From the pinky finger to the ring finger, the middle finger. Now we are going to the index finger after picking up those stitches. So the glove is actually taking shape. By this time you should be seeing it. Now we pick the remaining stitches for the index finger, and there would be around 18, because remember you kept your measurements. Keep your measurements, you realize that it will really come out. So you have to be mindful of your measurements. Don't forget that increase I had told you about after shaping the thumb, and yeah, increase on both sides of that one needle to bring your numbers to be even. So remember to pick it up, yeah. Sorry, to bring it out and you knit. Now here for the index finger, we are doing 18, and that would be 9 this side and 9 the other side. Okay, making it a total of 18 stitches that you're going to be knitting on for the index finger. Hope you get that right. Okay. You can actually note down as you're making, you note down the sizes, the measurements, so that it is easier for you to do now the second hand if you've tried the first one out. So after that, pull the needles to the front, or if you can do on without, then you knit straight 32 needles. Now, most of the times that the index finger is equal to the ring finger, so I gave it the same size. Okay, it's always the middle finger which is longer, so you give it more rows. That is the trick behind. Yeah, if you can look at the way your palm is and the way your fingers are in sizes, you can just consider that. Knit 32 rows, the same rows that I knitted for the ring finger are the ones that I've knitted for the index finger, because they are the same size if I put them in my face. Then after that also you cast off using your yarn needle. Okay, now after that we are going to work on the thumb. Remember the stitches, the 9 stitches we removed using the waste yarn earlier on. Yes, so we are picking up all those stitches and putting them back onto the machine, both sides. Like, don't skip a needle in between, just bring them back like from center 0. They should join from there all at once. Like, don't have to skip a needle, they should be in the same line. Okay, so feed back all the stitches onto the needles, and then also go on the other part of the other side. You pick up the very beginning stitch and put it on the next needle from the one you picked up, yeah, so that there is no gap in between. And thereafter you knit. So after feeding in all the stitches, please don't leave don't leave stitches behind, because it will create either a dropping stitch or a space in between, so be mindful of that. Okay, so thereafter we are going to knit 26 rows. So if you look at your hand, your thumb could be at the same length with your pinky finger. So we are knitting the same rows as we knitted for the pinky finger. We knitted 26, so I'm doing the same for the thumb, and I'm knitting 26 rows straight up. Then you cast off. We have different fingers, so you have to really see if the ones opposite, the ones on your side of the middle finger are the same. You can maintain the same number of rows. If they're different, please adjust accordingly so that it works out for you. Now after that you pick up the stitches, because now all the fingers are done. Yeah, all the fingers are done, and what is remaining, you can remove the waste yarn, just pull it off. Okay, so that you only have your main color on. And what next is to join. You have to leave a very long tail after the thumb, a very long tail, because you're going to use it to join right from where you had the band, like from up to where you had the band. So like we always join using the blind stitch, it's what I'm going to do, just from up downwards, and then hide the tails. Make notes and hide the tails in there, finger by finger. I always start from the index finger, then the next ring finger, the middle finger, the pink finger, the ring finger, the middle finger, the index finger, and finally the thumb, going downwards up to the band. So be mindful, do that. And this is how it was going to be. It will turn out well. No gaps, you can see. You don't have big gaps. And yeah, just do that. Take your time and knit downwards. So that is some good work you'll have to do. Okay, and all those knots inside, be mindful of how you're knotting them so that it doesn't jump out. Okay, and now I want to show you how the gloves turned out to be after doing all that blind stitching up to the end. And that's how they look on the body, just wearing them. They are warm enough to keep your arms warm, your fingers warm. And yeah, so let me know what you think about this video, and I'll be seeing you in my next tutorial. Please leave for me a thumbs up and a comment in the comment section below. And wherever I am, may God keep you and watch you until we meet next time. I'm here to say bye bye.